Let's see. Sound check. Sound check. Good. Working. Nice. Let me just the stream in my chat. Okay. Hello and welcome back to another top lane coaching session. As with the previous session, I'm still a bit sick, so you'll have to bear with my voice. But as usual, if you do like the style of coaching you see in these videos, take a look down in the description. You'll see a link to my Fiverr page where you can see the 3 packages available for coaching. Today we're going to be doing a standard package. That's what most of the streams that you're going to see will be. So let's call the client. Today's client is a higher ranked jungle player looking to play top lane, struggling in lower ranks. So we'll talk about that when we get into the call.
How's it going, man?
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit sick, but aside from that, I'm fine. Okay. So, tell me a little bit about your experience with the game and your experience with top lane. What you think's going well and what's not going so well.
Okay, so I've been playing the game since season 5. Mainly, literally just jungle. Like, I don't think I've ever laned except for now. And I've had great success in jungle, but it's just gotten like really boring to play that role. Like, it is just really, really boring. And I was like, you know what? Let me make the switch to top. And I found myself having way more fun in top. Although I am getting shit on by like any rank, really, right? But when the games I do win, you feel very rewarded for what you do in lane. It's a very nice, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like jungle. Like jungle, yeah, you gank, you get the kills, whatever. But when you're an actual laner and you actually do the right stuff and make the game unplayable for them, it just feels so much better. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, I'm struggling mostly with like waves. I'd say I'd understand it a pretty good bit. I think the biggest problem is the 3-wave crash. I am kind of sometimes just pushing it too fast where it's like a 2-wave crash, which is not ideal. Other than that, sometimes I just think I can't walk up for a minion because they have like the bounce back and it's just like, what do I do? I'm just losing minions.
Okay.
And if I go up, I just lose a lot of HP and then I just get dove later on. It's like, what did I just do?
Yeah. All right. So what we'll start with is I'll watch you play a game.
Okay.
The main thing for me in the first game, is that I just want to watch and ask you lots of questions. I want to figure out where you're at currently, so that then what we'll do is we'll go into a VOD review of the game, and I know, what to pick up on.
Okay.
So yeah, if you queue up, do you know what champion you're going to be playing in the first game?
Jax.
Jax? Okay.
Yep.
If you just whack your share screen on, and I'll open that up.
Yep.
So, talk to me a little bit about Jax. Matchups, playstyle, what you like about him, what you think his weaknesses are and strengths, stuff like that.
With Jax, I really like how you can like jump on people and all in out of nowhere and just run them down. And if you get a cheater recall after a 3-wave crash and you get a longsword, you pretty much most of the time win the 1v1 as soon as you come back to lane. The only thing I struggle with him is like sometimes I'd go in, but I'll actually take a bad trade. Even though I have E up, I still somehow take a bad trade and just it fucks me over later on.
Okay.
I think he's strong, taking towers. He's a pretty good duelist. I think his weakness is like, honestly, I think his weakness is as soon as you fall behind, you're just pretty much useless. Like you have no way back in. It's so hard.
Okay. What is there? Are there any matchups you struggle with as Jax?
Um, this may sound crazy, but I feel like all of them.
Okay.
I mean, all of them except the ones that are like actually easy. Like probably some like tank that's like really weak early. It's kind of easy, but it's like when it's against like someone who can also deal damage, like Garen or Darius or Atrox. Especially Atrox, I struggle against him.
Okay. Garrett is a very hard matchup for Jax. The other two, I
Yeah.
think, are actually Jax favored. So it'd be interesting if we could get one of those matchups. We'll see what you end up playing against. Um,
But even in bad matchups, I just feel like I can't play the lane. I don't think it should be that way. Like I feel like I can't even walk up for most of the time. It's just like I'm losing CS over time. And like by the time it's like 10 minutes, I'm down 40 CS. And it's like it's over.
okay. Okay. That's a really easy matchup. Oh, that's a yeah, medium matchup. It's kind of cool.
I haven't played against Renekton actually till now. I know that guy's a bully. Just trades and gets out.
I think it's slightly Renekton favored, but Jax can punish mistakes really hard in that matchup. This one, I think it's pretty Jax favored as long as you don't get pulled into a huge W.
So if I'm looking to like jump on this guy in E and do some damage, and you know how he like he stacks up his W, it's like how can I win the trade if he has his W? Because it's like he's just gonna hit me with that, and I'm just gonna lose a lot of HP.
Quick trade and jump out is what I would normally do in this matchup. So I'd walk up, trade with him while you're in your E, and then in your E stun you can maybe do one more auto and then jump out.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm not looking to jump in.
A lot of the time you're not looking to jump in. A lot of the time you're looking to trade with them and then jump if they try to escape, or trade with them and then jump out. Like in Darius, you can either trade with him and then if he queues you can jump inside it, or in Garen you can try to trade with him and jump out away from the E. There's not too many matchups. So like for Aurelia, for example, like it's really Jack's favored, but the way you have to play it is you have to fight her and hold your Q, and then if she tries to dash out of your E, you jump onto her and then E her.
Okay.
Do you ever play Grasp or do you just always play Tempo?
Most of the time I do play tempo. I think I do grasp against tanks,
Okay.
and then I go fleet against like ranged, like Vladimir, Timo, some
Okay.
stuff like that. The max Q.
I'd go Grasp against ranged. It's like, for example, if you watch the Kennen matchup and how the high level Jax players play it, they'll start Q level 1, and then they will get their Grasp with second wind door and shield, and they'll just Q on the guy's head and auto attack him every time it comes off cooldown.
Yeah, I haven't versed Kennen yet.
There's some range matchups where you can't do that, like Quinn. That doesn't work. She just ease you away, but
Yeah.
most of them it works pretty well.
I played against a few Graguses and I got
That's a
got
really bad
fucked.
matchup.
Yeah. As soon as I jump, they just E, and then my E just fails.
Yeah. Hopefully
like
the game
against
does
Set,
start. Yeah, against Set.
against Set, like when he has his E up, I'm also sometimes kind of afraid to walk up because if he E's me in the minion wave and I get stunned, he's gonna win a massive trade. So it's like, do you walk up or no? It's like I don't know what to do.
Yes, I would walk up in this lane, definitely. Especially level 1. I would try to have control of the lane the whole game in pretty much every matchup.
Okay.
The only time I wouldn't try to have control of the lane is like, let's say I'm playing Kale versus, Darius or something, then I'm just not gonna try and get control of the lane. I'm just gonna let him push. But in any matchup where it's remotely close, which I can't think of many matchups where I would actually give control of the lane to the enemy as Jax. There's like Quinn. Uh, let's see.
What about Timo?
I would take Doran's shield second wind and I would jump on his head with Q and sort of scrap with him.
Okay. So the first wave, I know I'm walking up with my E to like, have control of the wave, but like,
Yeah.
am I supposed to? Because like sometimes, yeah, I get the trade off, I get the min wave, in like my favor, but at the same time, it's like, do I keep auto attacking the minions, or if they do, or do I just like I don't know what to do, how to make the actual 3-wave crash.
Okay, you just have to get a feel for how much is too much for it. Once the wave is pushing, so as soon as you've got more minions than they have, you can just last it. And as long as you're
Okay.
not letting them contest the wave, as long as you're not letting them just, push back into your face, you just slow push for 2 waves, and then as soon as the third wave gets there, you just kill it as fast as you can. And
Okay.
there's quite a lot of room for, it's like quite a big window that you can do it in. I'd say that the main thing that might happen is you do it too fast. But then
Yeah.
next time you just try and do it a little bit slower.
Okay.
One thing to watch out for is that if you're trading level 1 as Jax and you are inside the whole wave, when you reactivate your E, you're definitely not going to be able to do a third wave crash. Because your E is going to hit the whole wave and it's going to push too fast. So you probably want to move outside the wave before you reactivate the E.
Okay.
Do you do much level 1? Like, what's your understanding of level 1s? I would always go Blade in this matchup.
Level 1, I try to zone from minions if I can, but I don't know if I can do that this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
If it's someone weak, like I don't know, maybe Cho'Gath, Sign, some like tank like that, yeah, I'll just stay in front of the minion wave, make them miss XP. But if it's something like this, I don't think I can do it.
You can probably get a good trade. Also, between Blade and Shield, as a general rule of thumb, I would say that most of the time when you're running Grasp, you're going to want Shield, and when you're running Tempo, you're going to want Blade. Tempo with Blade is so much better, because all that attack speed, 10 extra damage on every hit, is really going to add up quite quickly.
Okay.
Okay. You probably just have to TP now, which is not the end of the... Oh, wait, is it a remake?
I guess so.
Alright, we'll go again. What went wrong for you, level 1 there?
I was trying to get the ward to see where the jungler's pathing, but I guess I just didn't anticipate all of them being there.
Okay, was that a good ward that you went to, you think?
Um, can be.
Okay. Me help you out a little with this. So what I'm going to send you in DMs is I'm going to send you a picture of the ward that you did. And just look at... I guess I will put you on the map as well, like where you had to stand to ward that.
Okay.
Okay. So you are the... Where's Discord? There we go. So you are the little T, and the ward is the ward. So that's where you had to stand to drop it, and that's where the ward is. And look at what it shows. Okay, now I'm going to show you another ward. And just think about what this ward shows and where you have to be to drop it. So just grab the screenshot. So this ward does everything that your ward did, plus more, and it's safer to drop.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense, yeah.
So I don't hate going for that ward. A lot of the time you're going to find yourself fighting the enemy top laner in that little bush.
Yeah.
But that ward gives good info. You don't actually need a ward to lane, as long as you... maybe if you're playing against range top, I would advise keeping your ward. I can maybe show you that if we get against a range top.
Okay.
But yeah, as long as you know where the jungle starts, you don't really need a ward.
Yeah, so I'm against Mordekaiser now.
Okay, I like that matchup. Very much a movement matchup. If you're dodging his spells, you will just win. Definitely recommend Lethal Tempo, Doran's Blade. And, you kind of just roll him as long as you don't get hit by everything.
Okay.
I always like that matchup as Jax.
Kind of hard not to get hit by his Q when you're trying to last hit something.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of want to make it look like you're gonna walk up and last it, and then back off and sort of wiggle, and see if you can bait him to throw it. Sometimes you can even like fake a last hit and drop one last hit, and then he Qs, but you backstep it and then you jump on his head. That's a pretty good pattern. He has really long cooldowns, especially early game. So
Yeah.
when his spells are on cooldown, you punish very hard.
What about when his passive pops? Am I looking to jump away?
It depends how the fight's looking, right? Like, you got Lethal Tempo stacked up with your passive, you're probably gonna beat him anyway. A lot of the time you can use your Q to dodge a spell, or you might be using your Q to get on him, or if he ease you away, you might be using your Q to get back on him. He really wants a short trade.
Yeah. Then probably save my ult before he ults. Well, after he ults.
So he doesn't steal the stats? Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. Generally, what you're going to look to do once he's got his ult is short trade with him a couple of times to chunk him out, and then you'll get to a point where even if he does ult, you'll just kill him. Okay. So what I would advise in these matchups is try to, especially while you're learning, try to deliberately put him in situations where he might want to Q you, but be ready to dodge it. So think about the range of it. Think about like when you walk in. Yeah, for example, if you were to dodge a Q when you're walking at him like this, then it's just a massively winning trade for you. That's a very good trade. Now I would suggest taking control of the far lane bush. That's probably the way he's going to want to walk into lane. The only thing I wouldn't have done there is warded, but it's not. It's okay.
Okay.
Probably won't need your ward for anything. Okay. So what's your plan now on this wave?
Level 2.
Mm-hmm. What are you going to do at level 2? Good. I would jump on his head here. Yeah. E. There you go. Push the wave. You can take as much damage as you want here. It literally doesn't matter. Okay. Which base, he's dead. Yeah, good. So far you're winning. Right, what's your plan now? What's the goal?
Longsword back into lane.
And then what do you do when you get back? What's the idea?
Well, I know this is gonna bounce to me, and on the bounce, I'm looking to kill him,
Okay.
or at least trade heavily.
How do we set up a position that's always losing for him? Like, what does he want to do in this position? We think of it from his perspective.
He wants to push it in.
Yeah. So what do we not want him to do?
Push it in.
Exactly. So how can we stop it from crashing into the tower? That's very good. Very good for you. Good little short trade.
Jungler stop.
Nice. Okay. You could have made that a lot easier for yourself, but it worked. That's good.
Okay.
What do you do now?
I'm trying to recall myself, but I'm just thinning out the wave.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Little bit of a greedy recall.
Yeah.
Fine though. This is also kinda greedy, but he's not gonna punish it. He's not good enough to realize that he can. I really like longswords when you have tempo, so this is good. Longsword is the best component with lethal tempo. Okay, what are you gonna do now?
Recall.
Okay.
That's kind of like a 3-wave crash.
Yeah, that's a standard slow push is gonna be like 3 stacked waves like that. You're gonna do that a lot in top lane. And this is really good for you. This wave's pretty small, it's not gonna crash. It's still slow pushing into you though. So you can hold it here. I would definitely, into level 6 mode, I would never just jump on his head, because, I mean, if he misses his spell, you can. But then you're kind of at danger of being altered. You get a good trade like that, though, you can. If he misses all his spells. Okay. What do you think's... I'll let you play this gank out, actually. What the... Oh, there's a Talon there. Thought she eats nothing. Okay, what do you think's gone wrong for you in this lane? Because this position looks pretty rough.
I don't know, this always happens. This exact thing it always happens. This exact thing.
Okay. Okay, why is that fight difficult?
Huge minion wave.
I mean, aside from the huge minion wave, it's just because of where your HP bar is. He had more health than you, and you ended up in a position where you have no health, but you need to push out to reset, which is a really, really rough situation, because most of the time what that means is you're either going to have to do some crazy outplay and kill them, or you're going to have to, like, just recall and drop a wave. And if you try the crazy outplay and you die, then what happens is you die and you drop the wave. And then you're really behind, like this.
I know he has TP, so I can't push this in.
No, the plan that you had was to push the wave in, let it bounce, and then freeze it, and then fight him when he walks up. There's a step missing there, so we'll see if you can figure out, when we go in the review, we'll see if we can figure out what the missing step is. I'll give you a clue. In this situation, if
Mhm.
Mordekaiser was to let this bounce and then freeze the wave, would you have any hope of being able to crash the wave?
No.
Or are you going to have to TP back?
TP.
Yes. So Mordekaiser did not miss the step. The step had been very much done. Okay. Do you have a plan right now? I can see a pretty solid plan.
Yeah, I'm trying to push this in because I know he doesn't have TP.
Okay, what are you gonna do when the wave crashes?
Base.
Yep. Why are you gonna base now?
Because he has to deal with the wave,
Okay,
and I
but
won't miss anything. And then I also got first item.
yeah, that's why I would base now. If it wasn't for
Yeah.
the fact that you would buy Triforce, I wouldn't base though. But you do, so I would.
Okay, so now he has first item and a steel cap, so it's like can't really kill him.
He definitely can if he makes mistakes. He's not as strong as it looks. His item's not as strong as yours. I mean, it costs 700 gold less, so it's definitely not as strong as of an item. Just altered Elise as well. I would fight that guy for sure. You not fighting him?
Jungler's nearby. I don't know if I should.
Yeah, you have vision of what's going on. You would see him if he comes. I mean, like right now as well. I would definitely fight this guy. Okay. It's interesting. So it looks like you, in that instance, it looks like you just don't understand your limits on your champ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you fight that guy and you just ult straight away, like he E'd you away, right? If you dodge the E, you win for sure. Even after he E's you away, he's trying to go back on you again. So if you just turn on him and ult, you'll just kill him. He's no ult Mordekaiser against Jax with ult. You just beat him to death. And also, like with Jax, especially with tempo, it's kind of gonna look like you're losing the trade. He hits you with his Q, right? And then he hits you with his E. You don't have any passive stacks yet. You don't have any tempo stacks yet. His trade is more front loaded than yours. So it looks like you're losing, but you're really not. Like, that was a winning fight there. The difficulty at this point is that the game is pretty snowbally in its current state.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of need Mordekaiser to make a mistake to be able to beat this guy now. Now you know he has no ult, no flash. Maybe you can do something. That guy walked way too close to you. That was illegal. There's a lot of mistakes that are going unpunished from the enemy. Like, Leophelios just walked into your face there. Now he has teammates,
Yeah.
but at the time he didn't. Okay, do you have a plan for what you're going to do in this mid-game?
Well, I'm trying to get T1 turret, so I can move around.
Okay.
But right now I can't really move.
It's going to be pretty difficult for you to get the 2-1 turret, but what's going on here is fine. You're pushing the wave into a point where it's going to come back to you, and then between those pushes you can move. I don't think it's realistic when you're behind like this to ever be able to get the turret. But if you can find times where Maud is clearing the wave to do something, and then try to not do anything when he isn't clearing the wave. Like this is really good. And then immediately, yep, you have to go. I don't think you have to TP. I think you could walk, but it's fine. It's not the worst TP. Just, all you really did there was gain a couple of minions by TPing. You do have to respect him, so if he's gonna... The thing is, right, if he's gonna stay and push every wave into your face and you can just catch them, that's fine for you. The way you've got to think about this game at the minute is that Maud is really strong, and you aren't. So if Maud is just sat in a side lane with you, you're pretty happy. As long as you don't die to him, you're pretty happy. And as soon as he leaves that side lane, you want to punish it. And by the best punish you can really do is just push it kind of deep so that you have the option to move when he comes back to grab his farm again.
Yep.
You have to be careful at this point, because if he walks in behind you, you can just die. So he killed Lux, I guess. And now you can reset and you can leave the base not in top lane, just go somewhere else and just try to do something. It's difficult when you're behind like this. You're kind of playing the game on hard mode.
Yeah.
I would also say when you're in these positions, you press tab and you see who's strongest on your team and you try to play with them. So I would probably try to make plays in mid rather than in bot.
Yep.
There's also stuff like, based on the last play, we know that Aphelios doesn't have flash. You can look to punish that. Maybe just flash on that guy. Okay. Maud TP'd. I'd definitely try to leave. Okay. I mean, that's okay as far as plays go. I think when you first went in on the Rakan, you could also just flash on Aphelios. That guy has no flash.
Yeah, that's true.
Being aware of where people's flashes are is going to give you a lot more options in these fights, and it's one of the main things you can punish when you're behind. But you picked up a few kills. Like, Maud is unreasonably strong, but you're not weak, you know. So if you're playing around where Maud isn't, you can get a lot of stuff done.
Yeah.
And eventually you reach a point where items sort of start to reach full build, and you will just beat Maud anyway. Hey, that guy flashed. Trying to figure out who has flash is really important. I saw Maud flash on the minimap.
Yep. I did too, yeah. That was just mechanical, honestly. Shouldn't have used my Q.
Kinda. It's also like you could ward hop away. There's a pretty greedy path into lane as well.
Yeah.
But the main thing to think about this game is, like, at this point you're trying to claw your way back, right? But ideally, what you should be aiming for is to never be in this position in the first place.
Exactly, yeah.
All of this
And I
stems
find
back to
myself in
laning
this
phase.
position a lot. Okay, now I would say this game has probably reached a point where you're far enough behind that it's unreasonable to expect you to win. At Yeah.
that point, I think at this point in the game, you have to start getting creative. So, I think rules and efficiency go out the window, and creative plays around denying vision and such become really important. So I'd recommend things like Sweeper and Pink Wards and trying to catch people out in spots where they... it's also later in the game, so the death timers are longer, which makes it so that if you do catch one guy out, you can actually get quite a lot done. I think there's a world where you live that, you know? You had Sundered Sky available on both of them. Could maybe kill Rakan. But again, the game's kind of out of your hands at this point.
Yep.
Unless you do some really sort of crazy creative stuff to find picks. That's it's hard to do. You need like sweepers, pink wards, stand in places they don't expect you to be, find weird angles, find like you want to look for people that are making mistakes in places they shouldn't be. For example, if that top wave pushes back into someone and Mordekaiser's is down by dragon, and Aphelios goes to catch it by himself, maybe you can pick him. Or it's stuff like that. You're just looking for people that are off tempo or in the wrong place on the map, or face checking vision that they don't have. That looks punishable. And again, I would go into like at this point, I would have in the mindset of just sending it. So, for example, that Victor, he's like low HP, right? He's walking up. Maybe you can pick him out. Just send it. Maybe it doesn't work, but the expectation at this point is you lose anyway. Yeah, nearly got him. You know.
Yep.
Would have been pretty nice if you did. Potentially could have got him if you went when it was just the two of them, because there's four of them there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like for me, if you didn't go for that, right, they were just gonna do exactly what they're doing now. They're just gonna push in bot and take your bot lane. So nothing changed by you going for it and failing. So at this point in the game, there's very little to lose by doing stuff like that. Nice. Got a kill for the KDA. Huge.
Okay.
Oh, you're on EU West.
Yeah, I'm on EU West.
Okay. I'm on the wrong server. Let me just sign out and back in.
Realistically, I should be on NA. But like everyone that I know plays on EU, so it's like
Okay, yeah. I mean, if you want to play where the people that you know play, that makes sense.
yeah.
Okay, let me share my screen quickly. If it ever lets me log in. There we go. Right, so where did this game start going wrong, do you think?
A moment I like honestly, it was going well until like level 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then like as soon as I hit level 5 and 6 it started to like get fucked.
Okay. For me, there's a very definitive point, and it's around... I'd say around here. Yeah. No, wait. Maybe not here. Okay, it's from this point onwards, okay? So the first 6 minutes and 20 seconds, I think are fine. Well, I mean, there's stuff that we're going to look at, but I think they're okay. Anyway, let's go from the beginning. So, this is great. I think you can extend this trade if you want, but you don't know who's where. So it's fine to just back off. It's a good trade for you. You got a nice little chunk. You've got HP advantage going into lane. That's great. Great start. It's looking good. I would take control of this bush. Now, do you know what you're looking for when you take control of this bush? So if you stand here.
To zone them out of XP range.
Yes, and do you know where like the different lines of that can play out? Like the different scenarios that can happen?
So you want to be in XP range while denying them their XP, and then once he's level 2, you can go on like a good trade.
Yeah, so that's the ideal situation, right? You've got the wave here, you've got your melees, you've got your casters, you've got your melees and your casters, and then Jack stands here, which makes Mordekaiser stand here. And this distance is too far, but this distance is not too far. That's ideal. Now, that happens sometimes, okay? Do you know how you know, like you're stood here, do you know how you know if that situation's going to happen or not?
If they're not walking with the wave.
Yes. So if this wave comes in and Mordekaiser is here, then what's actually going to happen is you're going to get a situation where the wave meets here, you have melee, caster, melee, Mordekaiser, caster, and then all of a sudden it's a lot harder because if you try to fight this guy, his wave is going to hit you. Now Jax can kind of combat this. He can just go in and look for a trade. He dodges all the minion damage with the E, and he just takes the trade. You're probably not going to want to take an all-in the minion wave, but you can take the trade. That's good. If they don't walk in with the wave, then yeah, you end up with that situation where they're all the way down here and the wave's all the way up here, and you can stand here and zone them away. That's great. The other situation is that they come from here. Now, a lot of the time, what happens then is that if you are stronger, you can move in here, and if you manage to push them down the river, they have to walk all the way around and they lose a shitload. So those are like the 3 scenarios that you're looking for, and just sort of being aware of what you can and can't do. Is kind of what you're looking for at level 1. Here, I think what happens... Does he walk in with the wave? I think he does, right? So I would probably just look for the trade. How I would look for the trade... How would you... Let's assume you're still here, right? You're here? How do you play looking for this trade? What's the plan?
I would auto-attack him to get minion aggro, then use my E.
That's good, yeah. I mean, you could E first as well. Your E lasts long enough that it doesn't really matter. But yeah, you want the minions to hit you for your E. What I would do a lot of the time is walk out of the bush and then walk back in and see if he Qs me like this. And I'm just going to dodge the Q. As soon as I dodge the Q, I can just run straight at his face. There's nothing bothering me. If he doesn't do that, you can tank the Q and take the trade anyway. Like we saw at level 1. Even if you get hit by the Q, it's still winning for you, but you can try and dodge it. And a lot of the time, spacing in and out of the queue is going to be really good for you. So, for example, here, a lot of the time I would walk up like I'm going to hit this minion, but immediately click backwards and see if this guy queues like this. And as soon as he queues, right, I believe Mordekaiser is 8 seconds. Let me have a look. 8 seconds, yeah. So as soon as he queues, if his Q ever goes on cooldown in this lane, I click his head. And I just walk at him. And then I do the same trade that I was going to do from the bush at level 1, right? I just E and I just trade hard with him. Because if you start walking at him when his Q's on cooldown, he has to back off. And then you get so much control of the lane. I'm not sure if that ever actually happens. There you go, he just missed a Q, right? So this is like insanely winning for you. At this point, if you just click his head, it's hard winning. So this looks good. Just keep clicking his head, yeah, good. You still got 3 seconds where he's got no Q. Now, in a sec, right. Where's a good place for you to stand right now? And where's a bad place for you to stand?
A bad place would be in the minion wave, because then he can Q me while he's last hitting.
Yep.
And a good way is just to the side of it.
So where do you think? Let me do some numbers. This is one thing that I do sometimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do you think the best one is?
Probably either 4 or 5.
Okay. I like 6. Now, I would wait a second before I go to 6. But let me wait a second and see if I can find... Okay, well, now you just walk at him, right? Because he's got no Q. But if this was the freeze frame, okay, and we look here, imagine he has Q. I know he doesn't, but like here we're in the wave, right? Okay. But if I do the same again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, he has Q. Why is 6 good? Like, why is Jax being here so good?
Because it's going to push him away from the XP range.
You're kind of pushing him away from XP, but the thing is, if he goes to Q you, you can just trade anyway. And then he's not getting the minions, because they're about to die, right? So it's based on the timing of these minions. So a lot of the time you're looking for your trades on these timers where he wants to get this minion. So what he wants to do here, if he has Q, is walk up and Q these minions. But if you're here and he walks up to Q those minions, he gets absolutely mauled. Because then you just walk in and you auto E-trade him and absolutely blast him. So a big thing about playing melee champs in top lane is where you stand is going to determine the strength of the trades that you can get. Now, your first three, like I said, your first 6 minutes, honestly, weren't even bad. So a lot of this is going to be like, how do we maximize what we do while we're in a winning position? Because you were in a winning position pretty much the whole time. Again, he misses. Now I would immediately kill this minion and jump on his head. So yeah, just you walk at him and you're looking to Q on his head. This is great. You missed XP on one minion. I don't really care that you got hit by that Q. You denied another minion of gold. You're going to get your third wave crash. So a lot of the time this is going to be the play pattern, right? It's use your level 1. You're very strong at level 1 as Jax with E. You're going to use that to get level 2 first, and you're going to use that to push them away, which is going to get you level 3 first, and then you're going to use that to crash the wave. And that's how you get this third wave crash.
Yep.
Do you know when your level 3 is going to come? Do you know your timer?
I usually just look at my XP bar.
Okay. So this is the third wave, right? You need these two. It's always going to be the first 2 melees off of the third wave. Assuming you've killed the second wave already.
Okay.
So you can count your minions like that. Do you know when your level 2 timer is?
Yeah. I think it's after it's after you finish the first wave and then 2 melees?
It's just 1 melee. So it's first wave.
Okay, 1 melee.
Plus 1 melee. But you can also do... This will catch people off guard sometimes. On the first wave, you can do 3 melees, 2 casters, plus 1 melee off the second wave, and this will still get you level 2. You can drop this extra caster, you don't actually need it. But yeah, you'll get level 3 off of these two, so I normally push these two as fast as possible and then look for a trade. Now, at this point, I really like this trade. I really like every trade at this point. So here, this click where you know, like you were here and he was here and you clicked here. I like clicking here and just hit this on him. Just trade with him. Because this position, this is what I call the ATIG. This is the first time I've ever written it. The ATIG zone. And this stands for any trade is good.
Okay.
Why is any trade good in this zone here?
Because in this state, it's like it doesn't matter how much HP you lose because you're gonna recall.
Exactly. So let's say you manage to trade him down to here and he trades you to here. It doesn't matter as long as you crash this wave. All of this is coming back. So you're basically just taking this much HP for free. And then the other thing is, how does his game look after you crash this wave?
Well, he's gonna bounce back, so he has to stay.
Yep.
And as soon as he comes back for the bounce back, I can just go on him, kill him.
Exactly. So he has to push this out because it's going to bounce off his turret.
Yeah.
And if his health is chunked and you can stop his push, then you can kill him.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I said you were missing a step? This is the step. You need to get this. You need to get this bar lower, so that on his push out you have the threat of killing him. Now, let's say you are Mordekaiser, right? And Jax trades you down to here. What should you do?
I'd probably pick up the whole wave that's coming to me, and then look for a recall TP.
Yes, exactly right. Because then you can play out the push out with HP.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what you're looking for. And if he doesn't TP, you punish it. So yeah, I would just trade as hard as possible on this third wave. You can ward here as well if you want to. Sometimes junglers will do really cheesy ganks, but at this point, most junglers are still level 2. For example, this Talon is still level 2. Elise is, she's done just enough camps to be level 3. they're probably level 3 by now, but they can't be level 3 and be here a lot of the time. It's pretty difficult to do both. The only way really that, like, for example, Talon could get level 3 and be here is if he did blue wolves grump and then came top. But then it's like all his bot camps are up and he's literally as far away from his bot camps as he could possibly be, so it's like a really awkward pathing for him. So you're normally very safe from the jungle on this wave as well, so you can just trade really heavy. Still, the wave state's really good for you. Okay, there's kind of another step you're missing as well. So, do you remember I was saying, what's the plan when you come back to lane here? Obviously, this is really good for you. You get in the wave in a position where it's easy for you to fight him, it's safe for you to fight him, and he wants to crash this wave. What do you think I want you to do in this position?
Probably actually let him push so that I freeze it.
Yep. But there's something you should do right now. And this is going to happen. If you crash third wave and base and come back like you did this game, it's going to be like every single game you're going to do exactly this thing. Because the wave's going to look exactly like this.
I don't know if I should trade because there's a lot of minions.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure, honestly.
Who's stronger right now? You or him?
Well, he's level 4, but I still have a longsword, so maybe me.
I would say him. I would say the level outweighs the longsword. But if you kill these melee minions, you get level 4, and you make the wave smaller so that you can fight in it more easily, then who's stronger?
It's me.
Yes, as soon as you get level 4, and this wave is manageable, you're stronger. So the step here is you just kill the... Normally, all you're going to need to do is kill the melees. You basically want it in a position where the wave isn't going to kill you if you try to fight him, but it's still pushing into you. Which here, if you kill the 3 melees, it's still pushing into you, but it's not going to kill you. And then, you know, you get it here, and you freeze it with... What you don't want is, like, 30 minions here. You know, that's a bit excessive, but a lot of the time you'll end up with, like, 12 minions.
Mm-hmm.
All you actually need is 4. Just 4 minions to hold here and freeze it.
Okay.
So if we look what happens... the trade's actually... This is a really good trade. Even though you're level 3 into level 4, you just take a good trade, which is great. He definitely could have played that better. But yeah, so what you need here for this to freeze is, like, these guys. So you literally have double the amount of minions that you actually need.
Okay, yeah.
If you just thin it out, and
Makes
what...
sense.
If we go back a second... and we watch your HP after this trade, you are on 775. By the time the wave actually gets there, because you're like tanking it a bit, you're now down to 636. So you lost nearly 150 health just holding the wave. Because there's so many minions.
Shit.
And now this wave is so big that, like, you see how it's kind of hard to fight him in this. And also, you're still level 3.
Yeah.
You want to be level 4. So if you're level 4 here, like, the idea is great. It's just missing this little step, which is making your life really hard instead of it being really hard for him. If this is just these 4 minions here, and the rest of them are all dead, and you're level 4, he can't be here, because then you just jump on his head and kill him. But right now, if you jump on his head, it's actually kind of scary. Obviously, you're going to E, and then you'll be okay, but yeah. And this is how, in a losing matchup, this is exactly what Mordekaiser wants. The way that you play out your losing matchup is, the hard part is getting your recalls in, getting your pushes in, because they can kill you when you try to push the wave. The way you do it is by trying to keep your wave as big as possible, so that the guy who's winning can't fight you in the wave, because it's too big, and then you can crash it. So we just missed the step of trying to thin it out. Now, as it happens, you actually managed to beat him anyway. No. Part of that is just this matchup, right? I really like Jackson to Mordekaiser. It's a great matchup, especially early. Before Mordekaiser gets 6, you just dick on him. A lot of the time, into most champs, this is not going to work. But if you thin out the wave and get your level 4, it will work. Especially if you can get this trade in the any traders good zone before you recall. So here, you get some CS, you base TP, this is the right thing to do. Okay, he catches you out here. A little bit greedy on the recall, but...
Yeah.
It's okay. Now we're starting another slow push. So, bearing in mind the 2 steps that we missed on the last slow push, right? Watch how it makes your life difficult this time. And you'll see the opportunities, right? So this is good. We're slow pushing. We're not really doing too much yet. This isn't really the wave where we want to. You ward at the correct time as well, which is great. You ward on the wave after this one, which is when you can die.
Right. Because I was also thinking about it from a jungle perspective too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is really good. Let's also look here. So this is going to be a big power spike for you. You're about to hit level 6, okay? A lot of the time, let's say your play pattern goes the way that you're wanting it to, right? Your ideal play pattern is get control level 1, get level 2 and 3 off of getting control, crash the wave, come back to lane, get level 4, fight and kill, push out the wave and recall, and then start the next push when you come back. Okay, so you're in this position, right? You're 1-0, you're starting your next slow push. This is like the ideal scenario. You played your waves right, you got your kill, you're back in lane with your items, you're starting your next push. Okay. You're going to hit level 6 on this push. Now, what we're looking to do, especially if they don't have TP, this will work every single time. We're looking to chunk them out, crash the wave, reset, come back to lane, and break their crash. It's really easy to chunk them out in this scenario. All you have to do is get level 6, jump on his head, ult him, and then crash the wave. So at any point here, like, if you were to just jump on this guy's head and all in him, there is no possible way. Like, he hits his E, right? That's fine. He E's correctly, but he's just staying all the way away, so it's fine for now. He's not really giving you room to jump on him, but at any given point, you just jump on him. Now, a lot of the time, one thing you'll learn from this matchup is that when you Q on Mordekaiser's head, he's going to try to E like this. And it's going to push you that way. Yeah. So you can Q on his head and click here or here. And you'll... I would advise here, because then you're cutting him off the way he wants to leave as well. Or like maybe you Q on his head and he E's like this. So you click here. Once you get boots, it becomes even easier as well. Boots are really good into mod. But yeah, like this, where he's standing here, this is just not allowed. Like, he's going to walk into you in a sec. This is really not allowed, because you remember when you jumped on him, and the only way he survived is because he E'd you away, right?
Yeah.
Now he has no spells. This guy is... And you're in this any trade is good zone, so just jump on him and take a... You don't even have to use your ult, right? If you just jump on this guy right now, you're in range to jump as well here. This is in range. If you just Q on his head, auto W, auto, he's like down to here with the E as well. And then he has to play out the push. You break his freeze, you thin out the wave, you break his freeze. He tries to crash the wave and you kill him. You just set yourself up really nicely. So we're missing the step of getting this trade here. This really big trade. And then we're missing the step of thinning the wave. So when we come back, he's going to build this wave. And you're letting it come in and you want to freeze it. And that's fine. That's good. You're getting a nice little trade here. Really nice trade. So you actually got your trade. You just got it after you came back instead of before. But you're in a really good spot now. He's chunked out and he needs to crash this wave. He's no flash as well. Now here, what we need is for this wave to have an excess of 4 minions, right? So right now, the whole previous wave of ours is dead, but we have an excess of 6 minions. So I would just kill 2 of them. Probably the melees. And then when he kills this wave, right? Right now he has, what does he have, 10 minions right now? Yeah, 10 minions. You want him to have 4 by the time he kills this wave. So you're looking to kill 6 minions in the time this wave takes. That's a bit of a rough trade, but I also think that's completely grief by him, and you could just jump on his head and ult him and fight him. But I think also one of the other points I wanted to bring up is that your champ is a lot stronger than it is in your head. I also understand if you don't want to jump on his head because you don't know where the jungler is. That's pretty reasonable at this spot. That's why fighting him here is so so safe. Now, if you want to set yourself up for a kill right now, right? if you want to, I just thought of something else, but I'll tell you after. If your plan is to freeze this, and you're looking for a kill, where is your ward spot? To protect yourself from a gank when you go for this kill.
Ward spot is river.
I would say it's not river, because we have Jax here, we have Maud here. If you fight this guy, the guy from river has to run all the way up here to get in. I like warding here. Because the only way if you've set it up correctly and he's chunked, and he has to walk up and try and crash this wave, and you've even got a level advantage, it's looking great for you. The only way this ever fails, in my experience, is you jump in on him to kill him, and the jungler walks out of this bush, and you're like, ah, shit.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can either do like here or here. A lane gank is the way that people will normally look for in this scenario. Here, you took like 200 damage holding the wave. Okay, so there's a couple of things. You actually thinned it out quite nicely here. This is fine. You have 1 minion more than you need, but that's okay. How can we not take the damage here? What can we do? There's 2 things.
User E?
Yep, so that's one. One is Jax specific. We can just E and we don't take the damage. That's great. It's one of the good things about Jax. The other thing is, do you even need to hold this wave?
Well, if I want to freeze it,
where are these minions going to meet? Like, where's the middle point of this?
Near the tower?
Yeah, it's about here. So yes, you do need to hold this. How long do you need to hold it for?
Until they collapse together?
Not until they collapse together. I would say just until your minions are about here. Because then the middle point of this is sort of like here, which is frozen.
Okay, yeah.
So they'll meet there. They don't even have to actually meet because they're range creeps, so they'll start shooting even earlier. But yeah, you don't have to hold it all the way. There is one other way to hold a wave without taking much damage at all. Do you know what it is? So this is like good for when you're not playing Jax. As Jax, you can just eat it, but
probably like movement.
What kind of movement?
So like you'd move down.
I mean, yeah, you could have it so that they're like, if they're chasing you and they're moving, they're not attacking. You can do that. That's true. Really easy one. You just stand here and you just click here, here, really quick. And they keep like locking on, and then they don't know what to do, and then they lock on, and then they don't know what to do, and they just get stuck. So I would say to do that here. If you know that he's not here and you're not going to need your E, then yeah, you can just E it. But most of the time, I would just drag it in and out of the bush. So the big thing that goes wrong here is not only did we not chunk him, like he's not chunked right now, but we're going to lose a lot of health holding this wave. So right now you're on 950 health. By the time the waves collapse, you're on 800 health. So again, 150 health loss to just holding the wave.
Yeah.
The wave position's great for you, like here. I would probably try to take a small trade, or make him miss a spell or something. If you get a small trade and chunk him, then your next one kills him with level advantage and item advantage. If you dodge his spells, you can just go in on him and kill him. So if you can dodge a Q or dodge an E or something like that. So, for example, what I'm looking at, right, as Mordekaiser and as Jax, you're looking at the health of the minions. These are like your timings. So if you fake like you're going to walk up and hit this minion, but then click here, a lot of the time they will throw a spell out that way, and it will miss. Equally, Mordekaiser's going to want to hit this minion, so that's a time for you to like come up and just W him or something.
Yeah.
So it actually works. Now, this is really ruined for you, and I think at this point you just have to let him crash the wave. Because you take a really bad trade. But imagine he does exactly what I'm saying he might do, right? You look like you're going to walk up for it to hit a creep, and he throws his spell at you. This is like really normal. You look like you're going to walk up and hit this creep here, and he throws his spell at you. So if you just fake this, and then you click here and dodge his E, then you just all in him and kill him. He's just dead. Like Mordekaiser with no E against level up Jax with ult and like big item advantage. Let's see how big your item advantage is right now. Yeah, he has a Dark Seal and a Cloth Armor and a D-Ring, but you have your D-Blade into his D-Ring, and then you have like this into his Dark Seal or his Cloth Armor, and then you have just a full Hearthbound axe over his Cloth Armor or whatever. It's like you're so far ahead in items, and you're a full level up. I think you just murder him. I think you're also, like, matchup specific, I think you're also a little bit too worried about ulting and having him ult you. Don't worry about it. His ult steals 10%, right? So you're going to gain 60, about 70 armor, and you're going to gain about 40 MR. So he's going to get 7 armor and 4 magic resist. That doesn't matter. But what does matter is the damage from your ult, and then the fact that you get your ult passive every 2 hits instead of every 3.
Yeah.
But you can, like, if what you're looking to do here, if you're full HP, you can probably just send it on him, and you'll probably just win. But you're not full HP.
Yeah.
So you're looking to bait out his spell and then all in him. You'll find that if you're looking for these angles where you look like you're going to hit a creep and you fake it, that's why I was saying earlier, like a lot, let's say the minion is like this health, right? And the minions are targeting it, he's definitely going to expect you to go for this last hit. So if you just pretend that you are and then dodge, yeah, you lose this last hit, but that doesn't matter because now you can all in him and he's dead. And then you get all these last hits and he loses the wave to the tower, and then you come back and the wave's in a good position for you. So I think that's one thing that a lot of people do is people say like, oh, you should get 10 CS per minute. Yeah, but it's okay to drop a minion if you have like a plan behind why you're dropping this minion.
Yeah.
Honestly, the trade doesn't even go bad for you. Like, you could have just altered that and fought him. Honestly, like it still looks pretty good. I think another thing you're getting baited in by is like this trade. He was, if we look at the health before we go into this trade, right? He was basically full, and you were kind of like here, right? So he goes down to this health, and from here, and you go down to this health from here. So this is already a winning trade for you. But the thing is, you're playing Jax with lethal tempo. So you're going to end up with 4 stacks of this, and then your passive 4 stacks of this. The longer the fight goes on, when this gets to 6 and 8, you're just absolutely massacring him. Especially because you pop R, and every 2 hits, you're doing an extra 70 damage. These long fights. There was a time when, like I said, you could fight him here, and he just chased you all the way down here with Rylai's. But if you're just hitting him, you just win. Once you get a fight to this stage, Jax is insanely strong. Here you're getting 26% increased attack speed, and then your... How much is your keystone giving you right now? Does it show anywhere? Yeah. You're gaining 6% per stack. So when this is fully stacked, you're getting 36% attack speed from here, and then your passive's giving you another 6.5, so 52% attack speed.
I'm trolling.
Yeah, I like... It's mostly like a confidence issue, I think. For me, the two biggest things that I wrote in my notes was confidence, because your champion is stronger than you think it is in your head, and then just that you're missing these steps on your slow push, where you're looking for this trade, and then you're looking to thin the wave on the bounce. And I think, honestly, like, the rest of your gameplay was not bad enough for me to think, like, oh, this is the problem. I think those were the main things, and it's like... It's kind of just these little steps that are missing that you're making your life hard for yourself. Your idea of what to do is correct, but you're making it difficult, you know?
Yeah.
Because now you're in this position where it's like, how do I... What do I do now?
I mean, this Mordekaiser didn't even... Like, he probably wasn't even thinking about what he was doing. He still won the lane.
Yeah, he probably wasn't even thinking. Like, honestly, the 2 times where you let the wave bounce back to here and you froze it and you took the damage from the creeps, like, you're kind of killing yourself. It's not even like he was killing you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So that's the main issue with the lane. I would like if we could get a game where you do this and it works and you get ahead. I would like to see you play mid-game from ahead, because mid-game is really hard to play from behind, right?
Very hard, yeah.
But I don't think you did too bad of a job. I'm gonna look into all the times where, like, again, like a confidence thing. A lot of the time, especially while you're in lower elo, right? I would like to see you start to just send it, because that's the best way to learn. So a lot of the times in this lane, if you just fought him to the death, you would win. And the more times you fight people to the death, the more you will learn whether you win or not. So in this situation, right, I actually thought he altered the Elise. So I might have been wrong when I said you could just kill him. Excuse me.
Wait, I think we did see him ult. What?
He still has ult. Maybe she died in the animation or something. But yeah, I thought you could just go on him. Or maybe it's next time that they were taking grubs or something. I'm not sure. But this is a really rough situation.
Maybe it was the second time. Yeah.
What's the only way you can get out of this situation? I can see like one line out. Well, I mean, there is the one where you just base and drop the wave, but that's not good. Like, there's one line where you can get yourself a good situation.
Well, if I go for a short trade and he ults me, I'll probably die. So I don't think that's one.
I'll give you a clue. Do you remember when the wave was here before?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Thinning out the melees?
I think the size of the wave is fine right now. What are we looking for? Okay. There's like one thing that I'm looking for, and as soon as I see it, I'm gonna be like, okay, finally he's made a mistake. I can fix this situation that I'm
in. He uses a spell.
Yes. If we can fake him out so that he kind of does here, right? He uses his Q. When does he use his E? Looks like his E's on cooldown. Oh, his E's on cooldown from the fight. You see how long this cooldown is, by the way? 18 seconds. Like, this is what I mean by if you dodged that E back here and then just all-in'd him, he's literally playing without a spell for the next 20 seconds, which is like the whole fight. If you can fake a last hit and dodge his spell. So I'm assuming, if we assume he has his E now, right? Here he can E you. And we're going to lose the fight. But honestly, like, this fight is not even... Do you know what I mean? He hit you with everything, and everything was off cooldown, and it's still, like, kinda close.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this situation, right? And I think my way out of this is I walk up and fake a CS, I dodge a spell, I all-in him, and then if he ults me, I just flash one of his Qs.
Yeah.
And I all-in him, I fight him to the death, because my only way out of this situation is that I kill him. I'm never going to be able to push this wave in unless I kill him. So it's like a bad situation where you have to do something kind of spicy. But I'd just go for it. So like now he Q'd, I'd just jump on his head. I'm just sending it. He wasted Q. You've got like 6 seconds to just wail on him. You try to dodge his spells. If you try to dodge a Q inside his ult and you don't manage to dodge it, you just flash it. It's a lot easier to flash spells that people use. If you have the plan, I'm gonna flash this Q, you'll find it's very easy to flash that Q. Also, when you go in like that, I think you missed about 140 magic damage here in this trade here. So if you QR, wait, let's see when you go in, right? This is actually a really good timing for you to go in because he missed his Q. Ideally a little bit earlier because his Q is coming back up now. As soon as he does it, if you go in, that's great. If you just R now, okay, every 2 hits you do, you're going to do 70 magic damage instead of every 3. So in over 6 hits, you're going to gain 140 damage that you didn't do before.
Yeah.
Well, you're just going to gain the 70, right? Because you're going to get 3 of them instead of 2. Yeah. You're going to gain 70. So you could do an extra 70 magic damage here if you ult early. So you're going to Q ult, auto W, and then you're going to E and just start autoing him to death. That's going to be like your standard Jax engage.
I honestly didn't even know that if you ult with Jax, it's 2 instead of 3. I did not know that.
You have to hit someone with it. So Jax ult, ever since when they gave him like his little visual update? Yeah. And it's like a mini rework. Ever since that, his ult now, instead of just giving armor, it does the AoE slash, and it gives resistances, plus extra resistances for every target hit. So if you hit a 5-man ult in a team fight, you are like genuinely invincible for 8 seconds. Because late game, you can see it's giving an additional 30 armor and 18 magic resist per champion hit. So if you hit 5 people, it's giving 75 plus 150 armor. So 225 armor on your ult. You really do become invincible. But also, as long as you hit at least one person,
Yep.
Then during this time, every second attack deals additional magic damage instead of every third.
Yeah.
It's really,
Yeah.
really strong. Jax is a champion where if you have your ult, you're so much stronger than if you don't. It's kind of like Garen, Renekton. There's a lot of these champions. Mordekaiser is one of them as well. But yeah, you're just looking to all in him at this point. Which, like I said, it's not even that one-sided. Even though he hit everything and you didn't ult early, and you didn't go in.
I definitely should have won this if I just played it correctly.
Yeah. So again,
I had such a good early.
Confidence and just not forgetting these little steps.
Yeah, those little steps. I never thought of these.
Because your ability to put yourself in that position is fine, and like your control of your champion looks pretty fine. It's more your intent behind like just not having the confidence to fight it.
Yeah.
And here you're finding yourself in a really rough situation again. But I want to look at the. You just TP, which is fine. Is there a way? Okay, if we assume he's basing here, right?
Yeah.
There's one thing we can do with this minion wave if we wanted to do anything. Do you know what it is?
I would say to like move up really, really far ahead to like catch the wave.
Mm-hmm.
To like clear it as fast as possible for us to recall.
Yeah, so he has his TP, so it's actually pretty dangerous. If I think we end up fast pushing it and then basing it Triforce, which is great as Jax. That's exactly what you want. But if he TPs and you try to fast push, then he freezes this wave, and it's kind of awkward for you. But
Yep.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't TP. It doesn't get punished. But yeah, if he recalls without teleport here, right?
Yep.
A lot of the time, what I'll do instead of, let's say this wave gives you enough gold for Triforce.
Yep.
Which, does it actually? I think it does. Triforce is like 100 and something gold. 170 gold or something. Maybe it's just not quite enough. No, we missed one anyway. Or is it 130? I don't know what the completion cost is, but let's assume this gives you gold for Triforce and he doesn't have TP. What I really like to do, because this is a neutral wave, is I'll walk up, drag this minion wave into the bush and then reset. Because then this will push into me and I'll come back and it'll be like here. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Instead of just resetting, you can also just reset. This is a neutral wave, so it's by no means bad. But if you feel like you want to, you can drag the wave, get a little bit of extra push into you. Anyway, I think this is your next. This is your time to fight. There is a consideration that you could make, which is leveling up your ultimate does way more than leveling up his. So maybe you want to fight at level 11 instead of level 10. I think that's reasonable. Because if you level up, you'll gain 50 damage on every passive proc, you'll gain 75 damage on the active, and you'll gain, 15 extra armor and MR, and 5 extra armor per hit, and 3 extra. So you get in a lot. All he gains is the cooldown.
Yeah.
So, maybe you hit level 11 and then you all in. I would definitely be looking for an all in right now, because this is a huge power spec for Jax. You have Triforce, you're looking strong.
Yeah, I think the boots kind of made me lose confidence.
Yeah, and again, I think confidence is a big thing for you, and I think the more you just send it, there will be times where your lack of confidence is correct. Like, you actually could not fight him, and that's fine, So sometimes that happens. But in a lot of these cases, I think it's actually, you can fight. Also, definitely here, this is the one, right? He used his ult, so now you know his ult is on cooldown. Now, don't expect you to know every ult in the game. One thing you can do is you can look at the wiki while you're in your loading screen and just get an idea of the cooldowns. So I know off the top of my head that Mordekaiser Q is 8 seconds and it goes down to 4 as you put points in it, like 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. That's just because I played against him a lot. I just know the numbers. And I know that his ult is about 2 minutes. It's 140 actually, it's longer than that, but that's what I have in my head. So these are the cooldowns I'm looking to punish. So now when I see that he uses this here, right, I'm thinking like, okay, I've got 2 minutes where he has no ult. I can actually use that to swing the matchup back in my favor. If I all in him with my ult at any time in these next 2 minutes, it's really, really hard winning for me. Yeah. So I'd definitely be looking for it all in. Like here, I think you go to fight him, right? Is this where he just chases you down the lane or darts through the jungle and kills you?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Imagine if you just pop your ult and just keep hitting him and stack up your lethal tempo and your Jax passive. You just murder him. You're so much stronger.
Yeah, I think I was thinking like my ult should be used when they're low, which is really bad now that I think about
Yeah,
it.
you want to use your ult as early as possible because you want to have your resists for the whole fight, and you want to have your extra attacks for the whole, or your extra procs for the whole fight. So if you ult now, like, yeah, it looks like a fairly even trade. As soon as he chases you like this, it's just like, okay, I just ult and beat you to death. Because already you're at 1 stack of passive and 3 stack. How does that even happen? How do you get 1 stack of passive and 3 stacks of tempo? What? Oh no, wait. This is Jack's passive, but this is also Jack's passive. What?
I don't know
Relentless
what's going
assault?
on.
Relentless assault. Anyway, you have 3 stacks of your passive and 3 stacks of your lethal tempo.
Yeah.
Again, once it gets up to 6 and 8, if we look at the numbers on this now that you've leveled up, it's actually disgusting. So your passive gives up to 64%, and your lethal tempo still gives up to 36%. So that is literally 100% attack speed. You'll double your attack speed.
Yeah.
And every 2 attacks, you'll be dealing 70 damage. You just beat him to death. You also get the lethal tempo on hit, right? Every attack, you're dealing 44 damage.
Yeah.
So when you play this page with lethal tempo plus Jack's passive is just insane. You're looking for the trades to go long, so that you can abuse this. So a lot of the time, again, you need to get into the habit of just sending it, because it'll feel like you're losing the fight, but you're actually not. You're just stacking up your... If you just run like this in a straight line and don't fight him, then yeah, you're losing. But if you just turn and fight him, and as well, you can, if you really need to, you can flash a Q. But at this point, your lane is over, right? It's more the stuff that happened before. If we look at some of the times where what we're doing now is we're looking for opportunities to do stuff, to like find ways back into the game. So we're pushing the wave out, and then we're looking to be somewhere else. Now, at this point, I don't think we know who has what sums. I don't know if we know whether Aphelios has flash or not right now. I think maybe we do. Maybe we know he doesn't have flash. I don't know. But what I do know is that, like, this is such a disgusting int by Aphelios. And people will do this, even in, like, Diamond, people will do this. Like, watch what this guy does. You are Jax with ult available. And he's Aphelios. And he just walks into your Q range for no reason.
Yeah, that's actually troll, yeah.
Like, what is he doing? If you just jump on him, he can probably live, but he has to barrier.
Yeah.
He can probably barrier and root you and get you away, but you just get his barrier for free. Now you can't jump on him because his team's here. But back then you could. And it's like just having the confidence again to send it when you see these mistakes, because there's going to be a lot of mistakes. You're going to see lots and lots of mistakes.
Yeah.
The next one, at some point we see him flash, right? But he was here. It was when he dies here. We saw him flash. We jump on him, we kill him. This is great. You're in a good position, you know. You moved away from Mordekaiser. You're playing with your team, playing away from the guy that's really fed. Perfect. Killed the AD carry.
I think your stream just paused.
Oh, sorry.
My fault. I didn't want to interrupt you, but yeah.
Let me see if I can sort that for you. Is that better?
Yeah, we're chilling.
Nice.
We're chilling, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so he flashes, you're here, you're playing away from Mordekaiser, this is great. Kill him, and he's got no sums. So the next time you see him on one of these plays, I'm thinking, like, this guy is kind of screwed. He's got no flash, no barrier. If I see him on one of these plays, to be honest, the TP here I kind of like in hindsight, because they're in your topside jungle, so you get this wave. You could also just base and walk top. You shouldn't really run through the jungle. You're probably going to die if you do that. But yeah, the key concepts here are you want to try to play away from Mordekaiser. You want to put him in situations where he needs to come here to catch his waves, which the way to do that is just push and then move. And if he is here, like if in this situation, you're happy, because let's say I press X here right now. He has 8,500 of his team's 35k gold. Okay, so right now the enemy team have 8.5 out of 35. They have 24% of their gold in top lane, but you have 6,000 out of your team's 29,000. So your team only have 20% of their gold in top lane. So, you know, it's good for the other four guys. Your other four guys actually have more, like, gold than... Not more gold, but,
Yeah.
like, more gold share than theirs.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, a 5... This 4v4 is more favored than this 5v5.
For sure, yeah.
So if he's here, you're kind of chilling. As long as you can farm the wave. If it gets to a point where you can't even farm under your tower, then there's a bit of a problem. And then maybe you start pinging for help and you try and gank him, and then if you can kill him and get his shutdown, then you're in a better place. But yeah, this is good. So where do we see? And again, there's more to talk about if you're ahead because you have more options. You have less options when you're behind. It's just like I was telling you in the game, right? This is great. You push the wave. Now Mordekaiser wants to go top. He wants to get that wave. It's like they don't want nobody to be getting this wave. And run out mid. Okay, looking for a little bit of a flank. Now, here we see this guy walking over this ward, okay? And it looks like he's coming this way. One thing you can look to do is just go here. You know, because he has no flash. If he walks into you, he's just completely fucked.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
stuff like just hiding in bushes where people don't expect you to be, and just you can hide there for longer than you think would be acceptable because you're behind, right? You're trying to find a way back into the game. You're trying to find this creative stuff that normally is like, if you were ahead and you were just sat in this bush waiting for Aphelios to walk into you, I'd be like, you're kind of flipping it. You're wasting time. You know, you could be doing more, but you're behind, so just go for it.
Yeah.
There's also like right now, what I would be talking about to you if you were ahead is how to set it up so that you can play this dragon as efficiently as possible that's coming up. But you're behind, so your team actually can't do an efficient dragon setup, right? What is the only way realistically your team gets this dragon?
If we get a kill.
Yeah, you get a pick
Before
and
the
then
dragon.
you play it 4v5 or 3v5. So this
Yep.
Aphelios walks up with no flash. If you just flash on this guy right now, because he's no flash, no barrier Aphelios. Like, I think you can actually just flash on him and kill him, and then maybe play the 4v5.
Yep.
Now it's not ideal. So here you jump on Rakan, right? I think you could flash stun the Aphelios, and you'd maybe even get 2 kills off of this, and then you could play a 3v5 dragon, and then you're kind of back in the game. After that, your team ends up falling even more behind, like, to this point.
Yep.
At this point, the only thing I can suggest that you do, like, if you look at the gold, you're 11,000 gold behind, right? It's, like, really dire. Swap to Sweeper, buy a pink ward, start, like, controlling vision. Like, this is good, right? Here you have a bush, and you know that they cannot see in this bush. So there is a chance that if you stand in this bush, someone like Victor just walks into you. Like, it might not happen. But if it does, suddenly you get a pick that you didn't have in a game that was completely unwinnable, and maybe you can win. So at this point, the only thing I can actually recommend is doing crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, let's see. Let's go for another game, and let's see if we can like get ahead in the lane, and then we get the opportunity to talk about more things that we can do when we're playing from ahead.
Good.
Let me stop my screen share, and then if you pop yours back, oh, you have. Thank you.
Yep.
Great. 2 seconds. I'll be back in a sec. Hello.
What's up?
Right. While we're in the loading screen, or the champ select, there's a couple of Jack's specific things I want to talk to you about. So, we mentioned Jack's passive with the lethal tempo, right?
Right.
First thing is, when you go for that all-in, when you've bounced the wave, and... Oh, nice. Good matchup for you. It's either Yasuo or Yone, and you're great into both of them. The one tip I would tell you for this lane is it's very much like the Aurelia one because they have mobility. You want to have your Q available for the end of your E so that you can make sure it hits.
Okay.
You get what I mean? Like, you want to Q
Yep.
onto them right at the end of your E, then there's no way they can dodge it. Yeah, so if you can go for your all-in with your passive already stacked by stacking it on the minions, you'll be able to watch it above your ability bar, and you don't have to spam auto attack. You'll see when it's going to drop off, and you just refresh it,
Yep.
get it up to 8. Once it's at 8, you're gaining an obscene amount of attack speed. It's like 6 daggers of attack speed in lane. It's really crazy. The other thing is, you have your ult passive, like the bonus damage.
Yeah.
You can prepare that so you can auto attack twice and then go in, so that the first auto attack of your all in does the bonus damage. That's some extra damage. Do you know how to know when that's gonna reset?
So when you're talking about the ult, like, do you mean like making sure it hits them?
No. The passive of the ult. The bonus damage every 3 auto
Oh yeah.
attacks.
Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So if you can do 2 auto attacks and then go in, so the first one does the bonus damage. But do you know how to know when that's going to drop away? So let's say you do 2 auto attacks, but then you wait 6 seconds and you jump in. It's going to have reset, right? It's not going to be there anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know how to know when it's going to reset?
I think just by looking above the bar right here.
So there's no actual indicator for it, but as it happens, it is exactly the same amount of time as your passive. So if you lose a passive stack, your ult passive will have reset because it has exactly the same amount of time. Okay. That's a good start. Oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe. What a crazy start to the game.
Oh my god.
Why did he not hook her? Okay, yeah, so remember your variants of the level 1. If he walks in with the wave, you're probably just looking for the trade. If he walks in without the wave, you can look to zone. And very similar to Mordekaiser, actually. You're looking to dodge his Q and then pressure in his Q cooldown. Do you know Yone's Q cooldown?
No.
I believe it's 4. 4 seconds. So, a lot of the time... Oh, he's actually coming that way. So I would go and stand in the little river bush and make him walk all the way around. He will lose XP for that. That's a great start. He should lose XP for it. Yeah, his Q cooldown is 4.
Okay.
Okay, so you're looking for... Oh, it's not an ideal E. Now it might be on cooldown when you hit level 2. You're looking for level 2 and then you're looking to fight him, so... Kill that minion, jump on his head. You actually let him get level 2, which is a bit unfortunate, and you don't have your E. As soon as you have your E though, especially if he uses this Q3, you can probably just jump on his head and E. Okay, you probably have to let him push now, because he's going to get level 3.
Yeah.
Bit of a mistake on that E, just gave him control of the lane. When you're in this position, the important thing is that you get the XP. You don't have to get the CS, and if you get chunked out, you remember how you were looking, it's like the any trade is good zone. You're looking for that really good trade. Okay. Your health is at a point where it's like, I don't think you have to base TP. I think you probably have enough health to play. I'll try to get into the habit of trying to sidestep these spells rather than queuing. Because there, he queued into you, right? But if you did that and you had Q available, you could dodge the Q3 and then go on him. That's going to be like a really standard thing. So like here, if he Q3s these minions, you can go on him. So if you stood like, yeah, pretty good. Oh, that Udyr does no damage. Oh, never mind. That's really good for you. So now you're in like the position that you wanted to be in the early game. It's just a little bit delayed.
Yeah.
Fast push this one in. Looking good. Actually really nice, because there's two things you can do here, item-wise. You can either go double longsword refill, which is good. Longswords are great when you have tempo. The other thing you can do is you can just go Sheen. I think both.
Probably looking for Sheen, maybe.
Yeah, go for it. Because if you go Sheen, you're looking more for a short trade, which against Yone is easy to get as well. Especially once you get level 6, you can start looking for 2 autos or 1 auto on a minion, and then you jump on him and auto W, and just do a huge chunk with the Sheen.
Yeah.
Also, you can start thinking about where you're standing in the lane. So if you're stood in a position that makes it so that you can W him when he goes for a CS, and you can punish really hard.
What's a war there?
Okay, so let's push this slowly. Remember, we should be able to get level 6 first. We can't actually see him. Okay, looks good. That's unfortunate. Just a bit of a mechanical error that happens. The more you try it, the more consistent you get with it. Okay, I mean, really nice that you... Oh, that's unfortunate. Idea was good though.
Oh, the mana. Yeah. I just tried to send it there.
Following his flash with your Q was great, but the E just kind of expired.
Yep.
Much better confidence-wise, though. I like it. I'd probably... To spend all the gold, I'd probably do, like, Boots Dagger. Generally, spending all your gold is going to be the best.
He has no ult, but mine's coming back sooner.
Yep,
So
your ult cooldown is shorter than his.
yeah, so I could definitely look to do something.
Yep.
I'm level 7, he's level 6.
The more you can trade on this slow push, you can reset and then have him chunked. That's good. Your E cooldown is also lower than his E. So like, if you manage to go on him as soon as your E comes up, or you can just do that. You know, you just maul his face in. I'd be looking for a jump on him here. You know, it's gonna come up. He has about 4 seconds where he can't E.
Yep.
After your E. You can like. Okay. Nice try. A little bit overforced. So this is a hard winning
Yeah.
situation for you, right? You had him chunked.
Yeah.
As long as you get your reset off and crash the wave, you come back and he can't play out the bounce.
Yeah, a little greed here.
But it's okay. We're combining all these steps together. So
Yeah, I'm
there,
trying to like be more confident here.
yeah, there you're really sending it to get that trade before your crash. You got a great trade until you ran into the tower. If you just combined the two things, right, then that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
You got a huge trade, you crash the wave, you reset, and then he just can't play the game.
Yeah. Now he has his ult back.
And the execution of this will just come with practice.
Yeah, yeah. But now I get the idea though.
Yeah.
Like when they have a spell missing, especially like a crucial one, I should be looking to get up onto their head.
Definitely. And then again, try and think. I know it's a lot to think about, right? The more you think about each thing, the more autopilot it becomes, and the easier you're able to do it all at once. For now,
Yeah.
it's a lot for you to think about. So I'm talking to you about a lot of different things. I don't expect you to just be able to do them. But try and think about which minion he's going to queue. That's really good. Very, very nice. Nice. Okay, so you don't have to force a kill on him here. You can look to crash the next wave. Maybe find another small trade before the wave crashes.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. You can maybe look for
Nice
one
Q.
more. Oh. Sometimes the execution's a little bit sloppy, but the intent is good.
Yeah, I just thought I had to use my ult to get the tempo to recall.
And not every time you try to set up this play is it going to work. For example, this time it doesn't work. The more you do it, the more consistent you'll get with it, and you'll start finding that like the lane just plays out formulaic every time you play it. This matchup also only gets worse for him. The more ability haste you get, the harder it gets for this guy. Because the windows between like his E and your E get smaller and smaller.
Oh.
Something you can look to there in that instance. You were out of range to Q on him, right? But you had your ult passive stacked. Sometimes they won't respect that you can jump on your own minion and then just W, and it will do the W plus the ult passive. Okay, no ult on him. Not no ult, no E, sorry. Okay, that's good. I like that you're trying though.
Oh, did that ult hit me? Oh my
It
goodness.
did, yeah.
But thinking about it, I should have ulted way back then.
Right at the beginning. As soon as he wasted his E, yeah, you can just go on him,
Yeah.
ult, start bashing his head in. Yeah, just try and get into this idea of ulting people and bashing their head in.
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
it's one of
yeah,
those
yeah.
things as well that there's a lot of things where they click. So you do it once, it works, and then your brain automatically the next time just does it.
Yeah. Yeah. But honestly, if he doesn't crash this, I think he is.
He will, yeah.
Kind of in a rough spot now. Oh wait, he didn't. Okay, he didn't recall. Could be good.
Nice. There you go. You just ulted and bashed his head in.
It's coming in. It's coming in slowly.
The good thing is the thing where you jump on him and you E and he E's away, you get to a point where you can just kill him when he E's back in, which you're quickly getting to that point as well as Jax.
Yeah. Oh, I don't get the play?
Just
I'm right
not quite
next to
close
it.
enough. I know, that's unfortunate.
Oh, that sucks.
As for what to build as Jax, I mean, this game, it's definitely Frozen Heart with tabbies, because look at the
Yeah.
draft. But
Yep.
generally, you just want to make sure your items are giving you haste. There's the only item I would ever really buy on this guy that doesn't give haste is Zonya's. And I don't even always build Zonya's. I think that's better in competitive than it is in solo queue. I'd just say like stuff like Triforce, Shojin, Frozen Heart. You've got the what's that thing called? Sundered Sky is really good. Just try to get as much haste as you can. Tabbies and Merc Treads are both really good. If you ever don't know which one to buy, like if neither of them feel particularly good, I'll just get cooldown boots for more haste. Yeah, nice. He lost XP on the cannon. Just because of the threat of you bashing his head in. Really good wave state. As soon as he tries to ever play the game, you bash his head in.
Yep.
And we can see Yi bot, so you know that there's no danger, so you probably don't even have to do a lane bush ward. You can just chill, let the wave come to you. Yeah, you just can't play. Okay, I actually broke the freeze here, unfortunately, but that's okay. We can start a new slow push and then look for a trade and then have it bounce. We just repeat, you know? We start a new slow push, look for the trade, have it bounce, try and kill him on the rebound. Definitely deny that cannon. Amazing. So just off of this freeze, we denied him 2 whole waves, or 3 whole waves, and also in that there was 2 cannons.
Yep.
He's missing everything on the slow push as well. This is great. I would probably have warded there. You are in a little bit of danger. Okay, you don't even have to play the bounce. Oh, he has no cooldowns now? This is why I would like the ward, because you don't actually know if he's here, but you can punish him super hard for not having cooldowns. Still has no cooldowns. And then now he probably has cooldowns. Not sure what that guy's doing. He was out. He ulted back in for no reason.
I think he's kind of tilted.
Definitely. Okay, we're ahead this
He
game.
can't touch the wave.
We got
Yeah,
top
we're
tier
ahead
one.
this game.
Right, how are you gonna play with having this top tower down?
Now I'm looking to push out the wave and instantly make an impact on the map.
Yeah. What are you gonna do from base here?
Go to mid.
Okay, good.
Because the wave's still here, so I have time to do stuff.
You have plenty of time. You've got until Yone's killed. I'd start heading back towards top now.
Alright.
I would generally not go bot unless it's like game winning to go bot.
So when do I start heading top? So like, what made you say start going top?
I could just see that the next wave was coming, and like this wave that Yone pushed. Okay, this is good if you can fight him. Good early ult. Yeah, I mean you just beat his ass. You can beat that guy's ass too if you wanted to, but it's okay to just go top as well. Yeah, I could see that the wave that Yone was pushing was going to threaten your tower, so.
Okay.
Look at it going back top. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's clicking, right? That's like 3 times in a row where you've just ulted and hit someone with a lamp, and
Yeah,
it just
it's
kind
clicking.
of.
I don't know if I
Yeah, I would push the next one.
What if he's in a bush?
I
I
think
think I
you
kill
win.
him.
Yeah, you don't have ult, but you're jacked. You're fine. I would. The only thing I would say is I would not E that wave because he could punish your E being on cooldown. Oh, he's bot actually. Yeah, I would probably play for the top T2 because Yone is roaming at a weird time. So the way you think of this is, if they are top when I crash this wave, I go and do something else. If they're not top, I take their top T2.
Exactly, yeah.
And now you're like by taking that T2, you gain 700 gold for yourself,
Yep.
firstly, which is insane. Also, your roam timers just got like probably 20 seconds longer. Because if you push it to the inhib tower, it's like an extra almost full wave that they need to push just to get it back. And then if you're it's actually weird. If your top lane T1 tower ever dies, they get slightly longer roam timers if they ever manage to push out, but because they can't really push out because they're behind, it actually extends your roam timer because the wave has to bounce all the way back from their inhib to your T2, which is like ginormous roam timer. So you're just so unlocked. So I'd probably not even worry about that top T1 at this point. I just make this play and then recall and go and get the wave. Huge. Yeah, you're just bashing people's head in now. It's great. Just murder this guy. I'll kill your brother as well. Really close to getting E back up.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so the next step in the development of this bash people's head in playstyle is that between your auto attacks, you're going to try to have good movement. So if you can
Okay.
start dodging the Yasuo and Yone Qs between your autos while you're bashing people's head in, that's what's like mechanically going to make you a really good Jax. So now that you've got the idea of, oh, I can just bash this guy's
Yep.
head in, now you can start optimizing it.
Yep. So if I dodged ult there, I just win that.
Yeah, if you dodged like some of his Qs so that Yasuo got less
Yeah.
knockups on you or stuff like that. Dodged his tornado so he didn't get the ult off you. Ooh, Swain movement. Oh, never mind. Swain movement is no longer. Oh, wait. What a beast.
If Drake is coming up, should I be on Drake?
What is the timer on that? I can't see.
26
When
seconds.
26, I would probably. 26 is a really close one, actually. I think it's acceptable to do either. Now that you've started going, I would definitely go. I would
Because
say
I mean, here it's still
coming out of
not too
base,
bad.
if it's like 20 seconds, I would go straight to the dragon. If it's longer, if it's like 30 seconds plus, I would go and push one wave. If it's 60 seconds plus, I would go and push deep. And as for where you want to be in these plays, I mean, this is great. You just kill that. There's no way he tries to fight you, surely. That bush, so you don't actually need to be hitting this dragon right now. The bush behind the dragon pit, or that bush there, you can just kind of not let people in or be on a flank. Um, okay. You could definitely kill them there. When we go in the replay, a lot of what we're going to cover in this next replay is going to be like how to micro your chump the best way possible. Because now your game plan is pretty solid, and your intent is a lot better. We'll look at how we can start playing jacks better rather than just playing league better. Because in a lot of these fights, I think you could kill everyone. The main thing there that was missing is you kind of had one of these in the last game. You had Sundered Sky available on every target. If you just procced all of those, you just heal like another 700 health, and then you get your next E, and then Jax is really cool because he has like this thing going on where he sort of has his E and then he can't take damage, and then he can take damage, but then he gets all his Sundered Skies, and then he has his E again, so he can't take damage, and then he can take damage, but he gets all his Sundered Skies, and it just sort of keeps going. Okay, Pike. What a beast. Okay, I like where you're going from base. This is good. Why is it good for you to be here on the map?
To force someone to come to me.
Yeah. And what are you threatening here?
Here too.
Exactly. So if they don't come to you, that's another 700 gold in your pocket. I'd probably not buy Sterax, by the way. I know it's recommending it to you, but Sterax is like for anti-burst. They don't really have any burst on their team. I would go either Shojin or Frozen Heart. You just want haste. Before you leave, I would check to see if anyone's there. Okay, Yone is there, Yi is there. Yeah, it's good for you to leave. But I would like try and figure out if they're there before you leave.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice, good stuff. How long is this all on for? Ooh. Okay, that guy is really dead. You might have to TP bot after you kill him.
Yep.
Perfect. Hold the E. Q to get to confirm it. Okay, that was dangerously close.
Yep.
Yeah, stuff like that into these Yasuo Yone guys. If you have Frozen Heart, that's not going to happen. If you have Shojin, your E's going to come up really fast, so that also kind of doesn't happen. I would only buy Sterax in... if there's champs like Garen or Darius, who else is there? Riven. Like really bursty champs, where they try to burst you when your health gets low. That's when I buy Sterax.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Another time where you could buy Sterax is if you're the only frontline on your team. But here you have Udyr and also kind of Swain. She flashed into you. I would definitely push that wave just with Drake spawning. You can try and kill that guy as well. Oh. Probably not the best idea to use your mana there, because you're kind of limited on it, but it's okay.
Yeah.
You're probably pretty close to Spirit of Shojin Gold now, actually. You might even have it. If you don't, you can definitely push out bot wave and then get Shojin, and you will feel how insane your champ is when you buy that item. It's one of the best items in the game on him, but sometimes you need stuff like Sterax or Frozen Heart or stuff like that. Oh, another really good item if you don't feel like Frozen Heart this game is Death Stance, because they have so much physical damage. Death Stance is kind of crazy too. Oh, he stepped on a trap. What a guy. Okay, I would probably go back to bot now. What is your E cooldown right now, by the way?
5 seconds.
Okay, yeah. So, all these fights where it's been like, you're kind of invincible when you're in your E, and then you feel like you start taking damage. Now it's like your next E comes really soon.
Yeah.
You don't need to force on her. You can just go like Baron even.
Yep. I should grab sweepers. That's whatever. Honestly, sending it with this champ, that's honestly the only way I'm gonna learn when I can go in.
Yeah,
Like
for
this
sure.
match, I sent it a lot.
This Pike is kind of smurfing out of his mind, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, okay, I think I jinxed it.
I just end. Yeah, just end. Definitely a big difference this game. Even though I fucked up. I fucked up not using my ult early on, like kind of, but then I brought it back.
Okay, let's take a look. I want to focus mostly on mechanically how you're playing Jax in this game.
Yep.
Because then we've covered kind of everything.
Yep.
Let me whack open my screen share. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
So the first thing we did was we denied this first minion, which is really good. I think so anyway. What did the minions they randomly switch target? So weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, here you're pressuring him really hard, pushing him away from the wave. Kind of awkward. If you were a little bit further down, the minions wouldn't have got aggro on you, but that's fine. He hasn't lost any XP though, which is a shame.
Yeah, here I was thinking if I keep going down, It's really bad because then I'm gonna take aggro of all the minions and he'll kill me. That's what I was thinking.
Right now, if you just press E, this Q won't damage you, and you can just walk into him and start beating his face. But you actually...
Like, he misses Q if I E?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, okay.
I'm pretty sure
I didn't know
it
that.
counts as an auto attack. So I'm pretty sure it dodges with Jack C.
Yeah, that was really bad right there. I should have.
I think the only one you don't dodge is the Q3, because it's like the tornado rather than an auto. I might be wrong though, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Okay, at this point we kind of lost control of the wave, but this is a mistake by him. Here if you dodge this Q3 with your Q and your E coming back up, you can jump on his head. Yeah, so there you dodge it. You see, you dodge his Q here.
Yep.
It just doesn't do anything to you. On the way out, you just want to be trying to dodge the Q. It was a good trade for you. He was like full HP and you were chunked, and now you're kind of even. But then he hits this Q on the way out and it's a little bit less. Not the end of the world though. Here, when you're being slow pushed into, the important thing is just that you keep your XP in range. You don't have to get the last hits. You get one here, but he could kind of E on you though, but you could just E it. And he would just win a little bit of your mana. Here, I think he should probably reset, but he doesn't, so that's good for you. You have enough health to play out the bounce, which is nice.
Yep.
Again, I think you should be trying to dodge with your movement his spells rather than trying to Q them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so now you're slow pushing. You're looking for a slow push into some chunk, into some reset. So you probably noticed in the lane that a lot of the time what's going to happen is you're going to E, and then he's going to E out of it, and then he's going to dodge the E, and then he's going to come back in and start fighting you again.
Yep.
Which is really annoying if that happens. But the way that he loses that is if you, let's say, Jax is here, and he E's to here, and you Q to here, and you bash his head in, and then he has to go back to here. And you've already bashed his head in, and you have full lethal tempo, full Jax passive, and then you keep bashing his head in because he has to go back into you. So the way to make that happen is that you need to be in range of him when you E. And the way to make that happen is all about where you're standing in lane. So, let's look for some opportunities where that can happen. So, for example, here, he's looking to walk up and hit this minion, right? So if you walk in, as long as you're ready to dodge his Q, if he throws it at you, you can be in range. For example, here...
But it's really hard to dodge point blank, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard. It's doable, but even if it... I mean, if it's point blank, you can just press the E, right? And you'll dodge it, and then when he's out, you can Q on him. So it's mostly when it's like mid-range that you're trying to dodge it. But here, I would expect him to be looking to Q3 to get this last hit. So if you stand here, he's going to Q like right into you, and then you can just start beating him with your E. Here, he's going to dash in. So if you were stood, ready for his dash in, he would.
I see. So you're saying stay in range for my Q.
Because now, look, he can.
Yeah.
He can do this.
Okay, makes sense. Yep.
So where is it? So he's on Q3. So where I would want you to be stood right now is here.
Okay, and let's say he lands it. Okay, I was standing there, and let's say he lands it.
He lands it on you?
Yeah.
Just E and trade back into him. But he misses these minions if he does that. The whole point of this Q is he's looking to Q this minion.
Oh, true. Yeah, true. But, okay, he loses these minions, but what about my HP?
The only damage he's going to get on you is like 1 Q's worth of damage. Which is really not that big. Because then you're going to E and you're going to fight him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like, Yone should never Q3 into Jax anyway. That's a losing line for Yone, because then Jax is going to E, and then Yone has to try and get out. Yeah, I'll just let this play off the turret, this is fine. Okay. So again, already, I think you're too far back. You should be here. And then if he walks in, you can just walk into him and fight him. It's a little trickier with your health low. Obviously,
Yeah, that's why I wasn't trying to walk.
I wouldn't just give full control of the lane, though. The other thing, it's so much harder for you to play this gank if you're all the way back here, because this guy's going to come in and you're, like, this far away from him.
Yep.
It's okay, though. He chunks him out for you. You push the wave. Now he's got no TP. You come back to lane. And honestly, like, the very early game is not even that good for Jax. It would have been great if you could hold this, but weren't able to get there in time. So we just start a new slow push. At this point, though, when you've got a few points in your W, it's really Jax favoured, because nothing Yone can do actually outtrades just a straight W from Jax. So let's look for some spots. So, for example, he's walking in to auto-attack this minion, right? If you're here and you just W him when he autos this minion, it's just like a really nice little chunk. Now, maybe, you know, because he's in the bush, you're like, it's kind of rough. I don't even see him. That's fine. Leave it. Play off of this minion. You're already in range for this minion, so like stand here. Yeah, you're playing off of the minion that he wants. If he queues into it, you just walk in and start beating him in the face. If he tries to E out, you queue back on his head, and then all of a sudden it's like he's here, you know, and he E's to here, and you follow him and you keep beating his head, and then he has to go back into you because his E, he can't not go back in. He probably has to flash out at that point. So just by protecting the, like, you know, now I'd be like guarding this minion. I'd be staying near it so that if he wants to get it, he has to walk into Jax. So you see, it's really awkward for him to get these minions. If you just Q on him like this, it's pretty awkward. And then you miss your E. And your ult, actually. It's a little bit rough. I like that you're like starting to try to send it, though. That's great. The times when you want to send it on champs like this is, like, let's say he'd used his E, right? You can just absolutely send it on him. But here he can just E your stuff.
Yeah.
And then here, I wouldn't even jump out. You know, now your jump's on cooldown. Whereas now he really wants this. He's so focused on this. Look at his health. Okay, so if you just didn't jump out and you just stand here, he queues in for this and you just fight him.
Yeah. Yeah. I just missed the window, yeah. Wow. Okay, yeah.
So I know I said mechanical, but this is kind of mechanical, because the way you want to play your champ is be on him and E, and then when he dashes away, like, this is really good, right? Look what happens when he queues into you. This is what you were worried about earlier, right? Is if he hits his Q on you. But look what actually happens. Wait, where is it? Here. Okay. So he's higher health than you. He queues into you. You just E, and you just start bashing him in the face, and he has to flash away. And if you held this E until you queued after his flash, you kill him here. So you really don't need to be scared of him, like, queuing on you. If he queues on you, it's a mistake.
Yep, and here the flash, I thought I had mana for Q, that was just bad. Yeah.
That's okay.
I mean, I already feel a difference from last match, because last match was playing too, like, I was just letting mistakes pass.
Yeah.
Like, this right here is just game-changing for me. But I mean, okay, but like, up until now, we've been playing against champions that have, like, a certain thing you want to look out for. But, like, let's say I'm playing versus Garen. What am I looking to punish versus
W?
Because I mean, okay.
Always W.
W?
Yeah. He's really tanky when he has W, he's really squishy when he doesn't. So if you can, like, fake an all in and make him W, it has like a 22-second cooldown early, I think. and then you can go in again on him, and he's actually really squishy when he doesn't have it.
Okay.
And with Garen, there's like a reaction time test. When he jumps into the air to do his Q, you press E.
Yeah.
This is really winning for you, by the way. So let me go back a little. So once you get to this stage, Jax just keeps getting stronger and stronger than Yone. You're way stronger right now. He's going to do this a lot, right? He E's out, and he dodges your E. You just stand here. When he comes back, you just auto-W him. But you can just guard it, and you can just bonk him when he comes back in.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm running away here. Why am I running away? And this is what I was talking about earlier. If I just ulted here. Oh wait, I don't have ult.
Your brain is telling you, because like you're used to doing it, your brain is telling you that the way you play is you Q on them, and then you auto, and then you W. But what you need to condition your brain to do is actually you auto them, and then you W, and then you Q on them when they leave. So you just need to reorder the trade in your brain. And the way you do it like that is you just be in the right position in the lane. For example, right now he's looking at this minion. So I would be here. And if he wants to get this minion, he has to deal with me. It's very much like a game of... Like, he's autoing this minion, but he shouldn't be allowed to do that without getting bonked by a W. Like, every trade by you is you jump onto him and then you trade with him. But if you can eliminate the need to jump in by just positioning better, then you still have your jump for if he like escapes or something.
I see. Yeah. Okay. This was.
You're sending.
I don't
right?
know.
The thing is, one thing I will tell you is that if you ever do this and you kill him and you die, it's insanely worth. Like, it's good.
Yeah, because the minions.
Yeah, he just loses all of this. So, you know, go for it. Do limit test and do practice stuff like this. You'll get better by doing it. But you'll also make mistakes, and that's okay.
Yeah, I need to start reconditioning my mind to like try to be in range already for a W. Like, I don't even have to jump in, and then use the jump in as it's countering his escape pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I do the same thing with Graves. Like, you don't just use your E. You kind of wait for them to flash or something, then you kind of use it when you're ganking. Yeah, it makes sense.
Right, what is going on here? What is this?
So this guy is
Eing. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Did I not click down?
I think you do, yeah. I think you do. The only counterplay he has to you jumping on his head with E is to E out, but now he doesn't have E. Only thing is you click back so you didn't get your last W off. If you got that last W off, he's down to this health. Just literally the only mistake he made is he pressed E, and you punish this much health.
Yeah.
So stuff like that is like, once you get to this point, again, he's like walking back into you, and you just get another chunk on him. This is great. Now he's going to have to be able to play this push out. I think it's good in these. These are some cases here. You just last hit those two minions, right? So you can see this. This is your ult passive.
Yep.
Here you can just Q on him and W, and you'll get the W damage and your ult passive. Yeah, I mean, even through his shield, right? That chunks him. If you prepare the ult passive, it hurts.
Yep.
So here, I'd be looking to stand here, because if he goes in for this minion, he's dead. Or like he has to ult out or something. Because you just go on him, you E, if he tries to E out, you jump on him, you ult, he dies.
I don't know why I'm just kind of letting it. It's kind of... Okay, and then I just get hit. And this was where I die.
This is just crazy. Like, you press E, as soon as you come out of this ult knockup, you press E and you just auto W him, and he has to go back to his shadow, but then what can he do when you crash the wave? Like, you just walk up to him and kill him. Would have been great if you got the I don't think you needed to ult here. I think you just pushed the wave in, but it would have been great if you got the W off while he was flying back, but it's okay either way. Okay, so his next CS is this one. So I'm probably going to last hit this and then move to here. And just pressure this CS. Because if you move to here, he has to, like, he's looking to, like, come round here to last hit, you know? But then you can walk in here, and then it's, like, Jaxione. Really awkward for him. People will do, especially on cannon minions, people will do really weird stuff to try to get them. So he missed that minion. That's good. Like, when you're in your slow push like this, you're looking to make them miss every single minion.
Yep. Makes sense.
Okay, bouncing back. There you go. Yeah, I mean, he has to come back into you, and now you start beating him. Okay, a little unfortunate.
Yeah. That's the part where I was saying, what if I used ult early?
I mean, to be honest, so far, the only thing that's actually killed you is the turret. Both times you died to tower. But I don't even care. Like, you're sending it, and you're learning. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
And the thing is, this is such a good matchup that even though he gets this far ahead, you can still jump on him and beat him. You know, it's a great matchup for Jax. You're really behind, but it doesn't matter. Jaxione.
So, like, what if your versus, like, okay, like, all these champs, okay, there's a game plan behind it, but what if you're versing, like let's say Gragas? Are you waiting for him to use his E?
Yes. You're trying to, you know, like, you remember when Mordekaiser up here, where you were trying to get, you were like faking a CS and trying to get him to E you? You're trying to do that, and if Gragas ever misses E, you just run him down. In the time when his E's on cooldown, you just absolutely bash him. You're like, oh, finally I can hit you. And you just hit him as much as possible until his E comes back up, and then you have to do it again. The reason that's such a bad matchup is that for Jax to even trade at all, Gragas has to miss an E. That's the only way Jax could ever actually get a trade off. So here, like, now, this is really good. He has to come back to his clone, and you're just here waiting for him, and you're just going to continue bashing him when he comes back.
I missed the auto with W, but I don't think it matters.
Boom.
Oh yeah, I was...
Shame about the play.
Where is the range?
I think it's if the tower can shoot you. So, like, this...
Oh. Okay.
Sort of like that. That was a really nice little curve that I just did. I normally don't draw curves that well. They normally look something like this, you know?
Okay. This has honestly been a very great learning experience. I did not see these things while I was just playing. There was no way I could see them.
This is great. He can't touch the wave. He doesn't get to touch the wave for like 10 years here. This is great.
Oh yeah, I fuck up and somehow break the freeze. What happened?
You're just last hitting quite early. Like, if you look at where you're last hitting, that's a very early last hit. That's a very early last hit.
Okay, yeah.
If you just keep doing early last hits over and over, the freeze will eventually break.
I see.
It just like they slowly add up. You just want to try to last it as late as possible. But also, I don't like, you want to break the freeze eventually, and as it happens, you kind of break it right as you want to. Like, you're starting to get to the point where a recall is going to be really nice for you. You're getting a lot of gold, so you can look to set up another recall play or chunk him and then dive him or something. Okay, so here, it's really illegal for him to be able to Q this creep. Because you could just be here and you could just bash, like, I mean, he can Q the creep, right? But he's going to lose, like, this much health. You're just going to bash him.
Yep.
You just get into the habit of, like, if you do this, I will bash you.
Yep. Positioning.
Now he has no E. Good. He gets bashed. Then
Probably should have autoed one more time.
yeah, maybe. If you're gonna take the tower shot, you may as well do the auto. So far, like, the only thing that's ever actually trading you down is the tower. So... and then he killed himself. And now you're unlocked on the map. And we talked in-game about how to play the map while we were unlocked, which is great. So I want to look at every single fight you do. Every time you fight anyone, I want to look at your mechanics. So in this case, he's no Q. You spot him. He's going to have another Q by now, though, because he's... no, he actually doesn't yet. Only thing I would say there is that, like, a better Yi would be, like, moving between his autos, and you want to try to figure out where... you want to kind of predict where he's going to move and move with him, so that he can't, like, get out of your auto range.
Yeah, yeah.
You just want to walk with him between your autos. Let's see. Are we going to fight anyone? Nope, nobody to fight. Come on, give us someone to fight. Okay, I don't think there's too much to say here. The only thing I would be thinking is, do I know if she has flash? I don't know whether she does have flash, so I would probably just, like, walk to here, and then, you know, she's kind of boxed in.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of holding my Q for her flash, because here, if she has flash, she could maybe flash to here and then run out this way. She doesn't have flash, but we didn't know whether she has flash or not. We're fighting already. Need to go back. Okay, yeah, here I think you can double kill after your TP.
Yeah. Let's see, yeah.
Okay. That's fine as long as you jump on him, yeah. Okay, so now what I would be looking for is, like, you auto him, and then you click to maybe, like, down here to try and dodge a Q.
Yep.
Between every auto, you're looking for a little movement. So, like, here, I think he's going to Q at this angle, so I would probably go this way. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, I think it would have hit. He actually Q'd more at this angle, so you should have dodged that way, but you're kind of trying to predict which way he's gonna Q, so you can dodge it. So here he's gonna get his next Q. I would be expecting his Q like this. I would probably move here.
Yep, yep.
Or maybe even down here, because then it's chasing him. But either way. Yeah, he Q'd, like, exactly where was expected. And here you're just getting hit, like, you got hit by every Q. So, like,
Yeah.
I'd be looking to dodge the next Yone Q, which I'm expecting to come right now on this angle. So if you move, like, down like this, it's probably gonna dodge. Let's see. Oh, he did it kind of below you, so I guess you had to dodge up. But, you know, you...
basically a 50-50.
Yeah.
If you, like, dodge. Yeah.
I think you might have been able to make it to your next E and then kill him if you did dodge.
Yeah.
Those Qs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What was going on through my mind against the AceSol was like, okay, he's alone. Who cares if I get hit by his Q?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Which is probably bad.
I would always try to dodge stuff just because it's good practice. Like, it just makes you better at dodging when you do need to. Nothing really happens here. Okay, here I think you can maybe not kill everyone, but at least live until your team are done with Dragon. So you get the stun here, that's nice. Now, they're starting to focus you. All you have to do to live here is last until this E comes back up, okay? So I think killing Yasuo is ideal, but you're not going to be able to kill him in time. Now, there's a couple of things you can do. One is you could flash his Q so that he doesn't knock you up. That's great. The other thing you can do is you can get your Sundered Sky off of these two guys. So there's going to be like a little... I don't know exactly what it looks like. It's kind of like a lance, like this or something, with like stuff around it. A little indicator next stun for when you have your Sundered Sky. You can see it in game. And when you get low, it heals a lot. So if you had autoed this Yi before you got knocked up, ideally you don't get knocked up and then you don't get Yassulted. You could you could flash it and then you could carry on killing everyone, but if you'd autoed this guy, you'd probably heal up to like here with a Thunder Sky proc, and then you'd probably come out of this Yassul and be alive, and then you could E.
I can proc it on multiple champs.
Every champ has an individual 6-second cooldown.
Oh, okay.
So you can proc it on this guy, then this guy, then this guy, and then wait 6 seconds, and then do this guy, then this guy, then this guy again. And you'll see a little marker here that will it shows. It's like
I always wondered why, when people play Aatrox, they like auto attack multiple people in a team fight. Now it makes sense.
Yeah, every time you need a heal, it's a missing health heal as well. So the lower you are, the more it heals. So if you get low, you can start just like farming them.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was only one champ. That's why I never did it.
Right, when are we fighting next?
I think now, when the Yasuo gets caught. Oh, actually, no.
I mean, honestly, like, this guy should die.
Yeah.
Ike just doesn't hook, he just tries to stab instead. I don't hate what you did there. I think you flash stun him when he's next to your Pike. That's fine. It's kind of sad that he gets away, but, you know. The Yasuo, I remember you play this, right? You just E and you beat him until he flashes and then you Q on him. Again, only thing is you can try to dodge his Q between your autos.
Yeah.
Looked like you were doing some little movements between them, so you weren't just standing still autoing, which is good. The faster your attack speed gets, the harder it gets to do that, but with practice, it just...
Yeah.
You can try it in practice tool or just play a lot of games.
Yep.
Alright, who's next?
So does every champ, like, have a completely different playstyle on top? So, like, if I was playing Garen, would I be looking for the same stuff?
I mean, a lot of the same stuff, yeah. Like, Garen, even more so than Jax, Garen needs to be stood next to the minion that people are going for. Because otherwise, if it wasn't for the fact that you have to walk up to last hit minions, there's no reason for anyone to ever take any damage from Garen. Because, like, you just kind of don't go near him.
That's true, yeah.
So Garen really needs to position well. In lower ranks, people will just fight him for no reason and then they'll lose and then complain, but yeah, he needs to force people into situations where they have to actually go close to him.
Yep. And then with stuff like Darius, am I looking to just E whenever we're fighting and then just go out? Because I know extended trades will just lose me the game.
Darius is really similar to Jax. So this positioning stuff and then you're using Q to follow, Darius is exactly the same. I don't know why I put W, but you're positioning and then when they get away from you, you're Eing them back in. Darius, mechanically, your entire kit is based around hit confirming your Q with the blade. It's kind of like this, right? You want to get them in this bit. So the way you do that is if they have a dash or a flash, you can E them into it and it will always hit. If they don't, you can W into it and it will always hit.
Yeah, playing Darius, I've never lost the lane just because I have so much pressure. It's insane. But then when my E goes down, is there like window?
Yeah.
But like it just feels like he is the easiest top laner to play. I don't know why. It just feels like that.
Interesting.
Always ban him.
I don't know if I agree. Maybe in lower ranks he's like the easiest to execute.
The ghost adds so much pressure, just run you down.
It does, yeah. But then if you make a mistake, you don't have TP, so it's kind of punishing if you make a mistake.
True, yeah. It's like same thing with Tryndamere. Same thing, ghost run you down. Did you ever take ghost on Jax?
No, I always take TP flash when I play Jax. The only other rune setups I actually take, I always take TP. Sometimes I'll swap flash. So, for example, the Gwen matchup, the only way Gwen can win is if she goes TP Ignite into your TP Flash, and she fights you with Ignite and kills you. But if you go as Jax and you play TP Ignite into her TP Ignite, she literally cannot win.
Yep.
Because then when she tries to fight you with Ignite, you just Ignite her and you win. Another one
Okay.
is like versus Riven. If you play TP Exhaust, the only time she can ever kill you is with an all-in with her ult, and if you just exhaust her, that's gone. So it's actually the flash that I swap more than anything. But most of the time, if I was to tell you to take summoners every single game, I would just say every single game take TP flash. You can't go wrong with it.
What about against Aatrox? Because he heals too.
Yeah, you can play TP Ignite into Aatrox as well.
Okay. And then with Aatrox, what am I looking to punish? His Qs?
His cooldowns are extremely long early. You can punish anything. Mainly his Q, yeah. What he's gonna need to do, if like let's say this minion is dying, right? And you're stood here.
Yep.
He can't walk into auto this because you're gonna start battering him. Very similar to Yone actually. So you know how he wants to Q the creep?
Yeah.
Except with Aatrox, if he uses that, he has 4 seconds to use the next one. And then if he uses that, he has 4 seconds to use the next one. Once this ends, early game, his Q has a really long cooldown. I think it's
like 18 or 20, something like that.
very long.
Yeah.
So
within that time frame, I should be 14. So within that time frame, I should be jumping on him and just bashing his head in.
You can either do that, or like if the Aatrox is good, he's not going to give you a window, but you can just make sure that he doesn't get any minions. Like you just stand near them, you know. And if he tries to walk in, you just don't let him get them. The biggest time for you to just jump on someone's head and kill them, by the way, is when you go from level 1 into level 2, and you're going to have E, and then you're going to skill up Q, and then you just immediately Q on their head because they're level 1, and you destroy them.
Yep, makes sense. And what about just scaling tanks, like Mundo?
Oh.
I have trouble with that, because he just scales and outscales me and kills me.
Mundo, you just destroy him in every fight, and he's trying to farm with his cleaver. One thing I really like to do against Mundos is take Doran's Shield and Second Wind, and then any melee minion or cannon minion that they try to get with their cleaver, I just tank it, and then let it die to the minions, and I just heal through it. I buy a Null Magic Mantle, I take Second Wind, I take Doran's Shield, and I just tank the cleaver. And then if he tries to walk up to auto attack the minion, you just bash his head in.
Alright.
Yeah.
It makes sense, yeah.
Mundo's really weak in lane, so you just exploit that. The only thing Mundo can really do is like farm with cleaver, so if you deny him that, he's just lost. And the way to deny him that is have enough sustain to be able to eat his cleavers. You can even go, like, Blade of the Ruin King is really good into him, so because he wants to stack health. So you can just go Vamp Scepter, and then that helps you tank his cleavers as well. And then just every time he tries to last hit a minion with a cleaver, you just walk into it, and then you just heal off the wave.
Yep, makes sense, man.
But yeah, if you have any matchup questions, just hit me up in DMs. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we go?
No, sir. Thank you so much, man. Learned a lot.
No problem. Glad to help.
Where can I leave a review?
On Fiverr, it will tell you that I've done the delivery, and then I think it will prompt you to give a review.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Good luck in your games.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, you've got you've got my Discord if you need anything.
Yep. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you a lot.
Bye bye.